Flying in cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from Nashville Fairgrounds. It's the Virtual Grip Network's third round coverage of the SK Modified Invitational Series, Season 35. 7 times before, the BRL has brought the Modifieds to Nashville, and only one man who has come here every time is former champion Donnie Moore. Not only has Moore never missed a Music City modified race, but he is one of only 3 drivers with a modified win here, the other 2 being Jeffrey Harden and, to no one's surprise, 16-time modified champ J.R. Shepherd. But in the spirit of what have you done for me lately, we turn our attention toward Jason Menda. Menda answered the Season 35 bell with a win and a runner-up, positioning himself at the top of the points ladder. However, real-world fireman responsibilities are expected to douse his championship flames. Steven Spies, the aforementioned Jeffrey Harden, and the defending champ Todd Liston are all pulling for Menda's red suspenders in hopes of loosening his grip on the top of the points. Just like a cat stuck in a tree, the championship is up for grabs. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for some simulated, short-track racing action about to stream your way. A warm mini Pearl howdy on this Friday night, April 12th, 2024. Papa John Hine joins yours truly, Bill Stoops on high up in the VGN broadcast booth, bringing our words eye view. Replay Ryan Seneker turning the knobs, pushing the sliders. All right, let's go to Papa John right now behind the wheel of the VGN Thunderbolt Grease Slapper inside the tight confines of the Nashville Fairgrounds. Papa John, how's it feel out there?
I tell you, there's a lot of grip. These guys are going to be on the throttle an awful lot here. I'm down in the corner, and I'm probably rolling to about 90% throttle before I get back into it. So definitely on the gas a lot here. I can even trail brake a little bit here, which means stay in the throttle and maybe drag the brake a little bit to get the car to turn. So guys are going to have some options what to do with their feet here. The top line, you know what, I can run it just as aggressive as the bottom line. The problem is the bottom line's a shorter way around the track. And Soup, I always like to find a place where guys can get into trouble. I think I found one down here, and let's let Donnie by because I sure hate to mess him up. I know I might not have enough speed, but if you get down here and running this bottom and you hook this bottom line too early, I guess now I'm going to have to do it again. I was going too slow. Let's try it one more time. We'll get back around here. But if you hook that bottom line, it's going to spin you out, and it's not going to take a whole lot to do it. You don't have hardly any control here. You get down here like this, and you want to cut this corner, and
there she goes.
There she goes.
Papa John Hine behind the wheel of the VGN Thunderbolt Grease Slapper there. And
I do get to send Lowell the bill to fix these cars when I do that, right?
You do indeed. Hi behind the wheel as well. The entire broadcast is made possible thanks to the generosity of our viewers. Quickly, while practice is going on, let's take a look at the points. You know, with Austin Belking making his season debut at Martinsville, the number of drivers who have raced at least once this season climbs to 19. 15 of them raced in each of the previous 2 contests. With a second in Martinsville, Jason Menda increases his point lead by 7 markers. A 5th and a 6th is enough for Steven Spies to take over second place there. Tied for third are the previous Nashville winner, Ricky Harden. He's not here tonight, and defending champ Todd Liston. Kurt Smith is on a 1-race win streak. How about that? Up 9 rungs on the points ladder. Third place is the best result for our next 2 drivers on the list. John Wilson got his 3rd at Martinsville. Lowell Gill his 3rd at Southern National. Nobody picked up more incident points last round than Brennan Myers. He collected a whopping, count 'em, 20. And the Chief, Stephen Hilbert, has yet to miss the top 10. Matt Hoos, thanks to a 4th, climbed 7 spots onto the graphic. Okay. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and tell you our starting grid right now as practice is done. We got a nice, healthy field of 18 drivers, 17 drivers here tonight as we throw our partner off the list. I'll give you the top row right now. Oh, I said Jeffrey Harden wasn't here. He is indeed here, and he'll be starting on the pole inside of the boss man, Lowell Jewell. John?
Second row is going to have Joe Segala and Austin Belkey.
Coming off a 20 incident point night at Martinsville, Brendan Myers hopes to do a little more, be a little cleaner in 5th position. The Chief, Steve Hilbert, starts outside of him in 6th.
The number 3 of Ricky Harden is going to start 7th. To his outside will be the other Hilbert. That's going to be the 61 of Tom Hilbert.
Defending champ Todd Liston starts in 9th with Matt Hoos. The Hoosinators, they're cheering for their man in 10th.
The Canadian I definitely like better than the Canadian Geese is going to be John Wilson in the 75 starting 11th. And next to him will be the 45. That's going to be Jason Menda.
Then we'll give you the last 4 here. We'll throw out John Hine, Mark Herzog, Donnie Moore. He won here last season. Bruce Pearson, and Alan Wanamaker. 17 cars here tonight. Glad you are with us. Round number 3. Beautiful night here. It was a little bit foggier earlier in the night as the feeder races, but the humidity is gone. It's a nice clear night, and we're hoping for a nice clean race as well. Let's look at our man up front. Number 36. Oh, that's always a good-looking car from Jeffrey Harden. He's got a pretty one out there tonight. Boy, look at those numbers pop off of those dark colors there.
Yeah, Soup, I'll tell you one thing to watch for. In practice, the top 11 cars less than 1/10 of a second apart. Tight racing, I think, is in front of us.
Points leader starting well back in the field, as was last round's winner, Kurt Smith. All right, round number 3 about to get underway. The perfectly mesmerizing Josie Kirkland's pulled the pace car down into pit lane. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hi-de-ho. And it's a nice clean start so far. Leading the stampede into the first corner is the Jeffrey Harden. There's Joe Segala underneath the number 2 of Lowell Jewell. A couple veterans going at it. Hey, Austin Belkey's back there in 4th in the popcorn position. Is he going to go high, going to go low? He'll have to wait to see how Segala and Jewell sort that out. Belkey not known for waiting too long back there. They continue to race side by side in front of them. Segala with the advantage coming out of 4th this time. The momentum going to Lowell Jewell. Rounding out your top 5. Well, that is the 25 of Brendan Myers. They are still side by side for second. Sean, I don't know if the top side is just not giving up.
Yeah, like I said, the top side worked. I didn't have to really leave the throttle up there either. I think the bottom will prevail, and not because it's necessarily faster. It's just the shorter way around right now.
The shorter way around is what Segala's hoping for, but look at the momentum from Lowell Jewell. This time Jewell is going to get credit for leading second position. All this going on behind Jeffrey Harden. The only 2 race winners here who have ever won a race here at the Fairgrounds. Harden and Donnie Moore. Very clean so far. So finally, Lowell Jewell gets the best of Segala, and now let's go ahead and see what Belkey's going to get to the inside of the 81.
Yeah, Joe bobbled a little bit coming out of 4, and that allowed Lowell to kind of claim that spot, but it also opened the door for Austin. Austin walks right through there, and now Joe's up on the outside, but he's got a big gap behind them there, so if he can get in there, he can tuck in a 4th and run some laps, but Joe is not giving up at all on that top side.
Of course, my rods and cones are pretty weak, but if I look at Segala, it looks like we're over here in Nashville. Looks like he's got maybe some Tennessee Titan colors on that number 81. I don't know if that's light blue, and I guess it's black, maybe dark blue.
Powder blue.
All right, let's look at Ricky Harden. He is inside of the 25. He's going to get the best of Brendan Myers. Myers gets a little bit of the wall coming down, almost got into Todd Liston. 25 beginning to fade now. Let's stay on that side-by-side battle. That's Wilson underneath, Myers on top. Coming off a win last round at Martinsville, Kurt Smith watching in the popcorn position from 9th. Single file in front of him. That's where the action is. Smith would like to get under there if he could. And if Smith gets through, he'd like to bring along the familiar number, yellow flavored number 57 of Mark Herzog. Only side-by-side battle is the one with Smith and Myers. Smith finally gets the best of it, and as predicted, here comes Herzog. Donnie Moore would like to get in there. Matt Hoos not able to make up much spots so far. Hoos down 2 spots from where he started. Oh, watch out for your points leader. Let's go back and look at the 45. He's getting a little itchy as he starts to work underneath the 21. We're talking about Jason Menda. Menda not happy to wait for the train to get through underneath Myers. He'd like to see what he can do underneath the Hoosinator right now. Now Menda backs up a little bit. Matt Hoos looking to Donnie Moore. Is he going to go around the top side? A little bit of blinking going on from Myers there. Donnie Moore's got to be a little bit alarming for the 26.
Yeah, that's never fun when someone in front of you is blinking because you don't know where they're going to be, and then making any kind of moves can lead to some trouble. But you know, oh man, he blinks big time there. But you know, Donnie's smart. He's been around a long time. Blinking's nothing new. I'm sure Donnie will be just fine handling it.
We kind of worked our way through the field. We're going to leave this for just a second, go to the very back of the field here. A little battle going on with Steve Hilbert being chased by Bruce Pearson. They're settled down. Boy, Pearson a little bit off the pace. Probably didn't get into practice time, one would think, because it's usually faster than that. Let's go back up and look at Myers. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, that battle for second, Joe Segala, it looks like Lowell is kind of the cork in the bottle here, because those guys are stacked up behind him, and then looks like Austin's looking high and then Segala's looking low.
We're talking about the number 2, Lowell Jewell. He started in second position, and that's where he continues to race. So now Belke. We talked about Belke and his lack of patience. He's had enough of sitting back there. He's going to see if he can roll around the top side of Segala. He may have a shot at it because Lowell Jewell seems to be so off the pace. If he can maybe get Segala pinned down there behind Jewell, he can get it to work. Ricky Harden trying to watch on and maybe learn a few things from the 24.
Yeah, and you know, and there's no hurry to get up there either. I mean, we're 20 laps into this race. We got a long way to go. This is awful big track here, so Ricky can be smart here and actually kind of save his tires a little bit. Let those boys fight it out a bit and use their stuff up a bit.
If you're looking at the tower, that's Jeffrey Harden in the lead. Ricky Harden in 5th.
No relation.
Sandwiched between them, Lowell Jewell, Austin Belke, who's trying to get around on the top, and Joe Segala. Let's stay on this battle as we ride on board with Ricky in the popcorn position. Finally, Belke is there. Now, he was clear as Segala, but he had such a good run on Lowell Jewell. I thought he was thinking of a twofer, and he lost momentum, and that allowed Segala to get back underneath him. This is a great view from Ricky Harden. John, you were out there talking about tires. This track, not really too tough on them, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, well, yeah, and a combination with that with the cars. I mean, the tires usually don't wear on these cars nearly as bad as what we'll see for, let's say tomorrow night on the late models. But what they do is build heat. And, if you abuse them enough or you get enough heat in it, then the car doesn't want to turn, and that, the nose starts shoving up the track, which when you start sliding the tires across the track like that when it doesn't want to turn, just builds more heat. And you really got to back it up and start slowing a little bit down a little bit just to get the temperature back. And there was a little bit of contact between Segala and the 3.
Belke finally gets the best of Segala. Segala gets very loose. Oh my goodness, he held it down low as long as he could, but that car got loose. So Ricky Harden gets all the way through. Now Segala talks into 5th. Now let's go back and look at the train that isn't coming. The engine of the train is Todd Liston, but my goodness, they are lined up behind him. John Wilson, Mark Herzog, Kurt Smith, Brendan Myers, who started up front. He's fallen 5 spots back, racing just inside the top 10 right now, for at least for a while. Matt Hoos is back there looking to pick up some spots. Menda, Moore, and then we finally get to the caboose, which is Alan Wanamaker.
Alan was quick in practice too, so we know that car's got some pace.
One of the beauties, is the race package, the rules package here for a bootleg race. They don't line up based on practice, they line up based on how they did the earlier round. The previous round, Wanamaker back there. You think Wanamaker may not do so well. Well, right now, Wanamaker he's trying to make me a liar right now as he's seeing if he can get around Donnie Moore. What a train here.
Oh, and this is where you're going to see a caution. It's going to take one guy checking up at the front of the train, and it's going to filter through and catch somebody out.
There are really 2 points of interest right now if you are fans sitting in the stands. Going to quickly take you to second position because this is going to happen.
We got Kurt Smith.
You called it. Smith and Brendan Myers get together, but they do not bring out the yellows. They bounce off. Kurt Smith caroms off to the inside. The number 6 never goes around. Yes, he won last week. He's not going to win it tonight as he ducks it down into pit lane. Boy, he was bounced all over the place. It looks like he is down one of those things, tires. He has only 3 of them now. He's missing the left front.
Yeah, and that's important. You need that.
I would think.
Sure. Yeah, kind of helps the car turn.
Well, I guess if I wanted to lose one tire, maybe the left front would be the one, but nevertheless.
That'd be the one I'd want. You know, the right side's are the one with the loads, but asphalt, you really do want both front tires.
My partner called that one as he could feel the spidey senses were tingling. All right, Mark Herzog looking to get underneath. We were watching that battle there as Alyssa gets outside. Now we go up to second position. How long will Austin Belke wait behind Lowell Jewell? Well, the answer is just a handful of laps. Ricky Harden back there now. I wonder if Ricky's going to try to make the top side work the way that Belke tried to go around the top of the man in 5th, Segala. I don't think so. As I say that, there he goes. This is fun. Belke now pinned on the inside. Lowell Jewell cuts down in front of Belke, then drifts up. Lowell Jewell has the advantage of getting able to race the entire inside and outside of the track, John. Not the same back there for the 3 and 24.
Yeah, I don't know that he's intentionally doing it, but he's cutting in and he's cutting Belke and breaking his momentum coming out of the corner, swinging out, and then he's cutting Harden's momentum. So it's working out well for Lowell here.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, Belke, not a fan of rhinoplasty. He's not a guy you want to try to chop the nose off of. He gets that number 24 down inside of you. Don't know if you want to try to close the door. Let's keep watching this. This is where the action is. Ricky Harden finally had enough of that. I think he's going to wait a little bit. We have been clean the whole way so far. All this going on behind Jeffrey Harden.
And that's going to bring Segala in, so we're going to have a 4-car battle here, and be interesting to see how Segala handles that 3-car. That 3-car kind of gave him a shot that got him upset through 1 and 2 there. You know, he gave him a little bit of a Nerf bar that towards the end of the front stretch, and it messed his corner up. So see if that 81 repays the favor.
I'll tell you, Jeffrey Harden is out there smoother than a new jar of peanut butter right now. The guys who are racing are a little farther back. All right, Belke going to try to roll the top side. He made it work on Segala. Can he get it done on Lowell Jewell? Looks like he can. Looks like maybe the number 2 might be getting to lose his stuff. Ricky Harden says, all right, anything you can do, I can do better. The number 3 tries to get around the top. Oh, almost gets it in the wall. And Lowell Jewell beginning to fall. We should note that the number 57 of Mark Herzog up 9 spots. That yellow car is a coming. Ricky Harden manages to go around Lowell Jewell to take over third. John talked about it. All that nonsense going on with Lowell Jewell, well, that's brought Joe Segala back into the mix. Happiest man out there racing right now is Jeffrey Harden. Just having it all his own way. Look at that beautiful number 36. Oh my goodness, that 36 pops off of that car right into your living room.
He's had a clean windshield. He's had a clean rearview mirror for the most part. I'll be real interested to see if that 24 car of Austin Belke can close that gap, and it really does look like he has started to do just that.
Let's look at back Hoos. He is all on the back of the defending champ right now, Todd Liston. Trying to make up some spots. This is a good battle to watch while the front starts to settle down a bit. What I'd like you to do, all you little soldiers in Soup's clipboard army, look at the tower. You can see there is just about a half second between Harden and Belke. Watch those numbers and see if he can close the gap.
Belke just had a big moment coming off of 2, so he's driving it really hard right now, trying to catch that 36 car.
Who's trying to cut it off of 4? He's right on the back of Liston right now. Look at the car control from the 21. Now he takes it down to the inside, gets some momentum off of 2. He's going to head down into 3. Let's see if Liston closes the door. He does not. He wades the 21 through. That's some nice racing from both of those guys.
Yeah, it's also a good way not to minimize. There's a pretty big gap there between Donnie Moore, so if Liston's car is starting to fail him a little bit, the tires or whatever, tuck in there. Don't lose all that time battling. Keep that gap behind you. Just let the guy around. Not a bad strategy to employ if that's what Liston did there.
We are at the halfway mark. Been clean all the way. It's been all Jeffrey Harden. Let's look at this battle now. Donnie Moore being under attack from your points leader, Jason Menda. Menda working back and forth. And with that said, I'm going to jump you back now to car number 22. This is Bruce Pearson. As Pearson comes across the line, he's going to be working lap number 52. That is career SK Modified lap number 10,000 for Bruce Pearson. Congratulations as he completes his 10,000th lap without an incident. If you're keeping score at home, that's 12th all time on the SK Modified list. He's looking at a nice battle in front of him. That's Brendan Myers.
We got a battle for that 4th plot too now.
Uh-oh. I see somebody dropping in the points and up. This is my timing and scoring. I thought we had an incident going on there, but we're good. Wait, do we have a new leader? Nope. Oh, I think Jeffrey Harden might have blinked away. That's why it scared me. Yeah.
The battle for 4th though is oh, now you got a battle for the lead too. That's a very quick battle there. It's done and over pretty quick.
Okay, so as you can see now that in second position, you're now looking at Lowell Jewell, who got the spot back. Let me come. Yeah, here we go. All right, sorry, get my timing and scoring caught up here. Had a little bit of a blink. All right, so it is indeed Belke sitting in second. Harden is third. Okay. Okay, nope, we're good. We are good. I missed. Okay, John, I must have missed it. There's something. So now Jeffrey Harden is down to third. Did we missed the pass for the lead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had it. It was just really, really quick.
Okay.
And basically, the 3 car kind of followed Belke on through here. But now, Belke and Harden, the first Harden, the number 3 Harden, Ricky, is starting to battle a little bit, but Austin's kind of starting to slip away just a little bit.
All right, we're back on the dog. A little bit of a blink technology-wise here, but the Gremlins have been punished and sent to the corner without dinner, and we're ready to race again here. And I'm going to call this much better. Austin Belke out in front. Then it is Ricky Harden. Harden up 5 spots from where he started. Jeffrey Harden started on the pole, has lost 2 spots. He continues to do a little bit of blinking for me, so that might have been one of my issues then. Then we go back to this battle for what would be 4th position. Segala and the man who's coming, Mark Herzog. We'll take you back another 2 spots. Lowell Jewell, who started on the outside of row 1, falling back to 6. Matt Hoos is coming up 3, would like to pick up 1 more spot if he could. I'd like to take you through the whole field, but this battle for 4th position is just too good. Let's watch Herzog work on Segala. And while that's going on, the 21 of Matt Hoos gets underneath Lowell Jewell. Move Hoos up into 6th. And a 9-iron away from the 57 of Mark Herzog. Herzog would like to make quick work of the 81 because the Hoosinators are standing and cheering their man as they begin to close. Look at Segala leaving the inside open for the 57. If he wants it, you can have it. Mark could not get underneath Joe. Let's turn our attention up front now. Here comes the number 3 of Ricky Harden. He's a half car length back of Austin Belke. And he's still got himself the last third of the race to get this done. This has been a good race, John.
Has been. These guys have been working good together, and nobody's really putting each other in bad spots, but they're still racing hard. And that's the sign of a good race here. And I think Harden's got something for Austin.
Yeah.
We're getting down to it here. The race is almost 3/4 over here in a few laps. So, man, I think this is going to be a barn burner right to the end.
Boy, you can see the 24 get the rear end was coming out of 2. And Harden was right there. Now
Harden's there.
Underneath him. Yeah. The momentum to the outside line, but I just think it's a matter of time before the 3 gets the 24. Jeffrey Harden, who led the first 52 laps, is still within striking distance. If those 2 start the nonsense, he could get in the mix as well. Meanwhile, you can see just at the top of the screen as they come around here, you can watch for that yellow car. There's Herzog still working on Segala. Good race. Boy, I wish I was in the stands right now. This is one of those races where you just want to have your head on a swivel. Good action going on all through the field.
Yeah, those really are the best races where you're sitting in the stands and you just don't know what cluster of cars to watch because there's so much action going on. That's why people love auto racing, I think, just for moments like that.
Perhaps the best battle is up front, though. The number 3 clearly better as he takes a wider entry, a late exit. He ducks it down east. He gets momentum off the 2. This looks pretty good job, but he's not forcing the issue.
No, he's testing the waters. He wants to know what kind of runs he can get. And judging by the run he got out of that corner, I would watch for the pass to start here in turn 2 and maybe actually get inside of him down in 3 and 4. He's not quite close enough this time, but that seems to be where he's getting the best run on that 24 car.
Well, the testing may need to stop because the more he tests, here comes Jeffrey Harden. Remember, Jeffrey knows how to win here. One of only 3 drivers to ever win at the Nashville Fairgrounds. The other one in the race tonight, Donnie Moore, who's currently laboring down in 11th position. Well, Harden is there now, and it's not only Harden. Here comes Segala, Herzog, and Matt Hoos. Clean all the way for 3/4 of this race. He's been out in front for 21 laps. That is Austin Belke.
Oh, Austin.
He got a little wall. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, he did. He got a little wall. I thought that was going to open the door down here for for a Harden there, but he wasn't quite able to capitalize on it.
Randy, who is Jeffrey Harden's better half, cheering her man on from third. Now here comes the yellow number 57 of Herzog. If he can get underneath Segala, that 57 car is quick. The last thing that Belke, Harden, and Harden want to do is get Herzog into the mix. It is Austin Belke, Harden squared, Herzog and Segala, your top five. Now Segala wants to return the favor as he goes underneath the 57. The 57 rolls the top side. Herzog says not right now. That momentum off of 4 brings him ever closer to the front 3. All right, John, look at those front 3. Belke, Ricky, and Jeffrey. Who's fastest? Or is it? Or is it Mark?
You know, I would say the one that wants to get their boogie on here in a lap or so. Well, watch that 57, watch that 3. I think those two are the class right now, class of the field.
Green all the way as they come around working lap number 80, 1 lap away before it's disco time. The big mover has been Mark Herzog from 15th to 4th. Does he have 3 more passes left in him? Don't forget about Matt Hoos, the caboose of our train right now. As they come across the line, working lap number 81, 20 to go. If you're thinking about winning, get that mirror ball a spinning. Rip the groove, make your move. We need the funk, gotta have the funk. It's time to boogie. Ricky Harden wants to boogie. And they come across the line in the same order that they started. You know that the number 3 who spends time in the booth with me on Saturday night knows that the music just played and it's time to go. Great racing. Watch the yellow number 57 look for anyway around the 36 of Jeffrey Herzog. Jeffrey Harden. It's Austin, Ricky, Jeffrey, Mark, Joe, and Matt. Those are your front 6. Let me change the order, yeah.
Yeah, but Jeffrey in the 36 is starting to kind of take some looks on that 3. Man, that's going to force Ricky Harden to both play offense and defense, and that is tough. And Herzog catches the wall hard.
The front 4 now nose to tail. The Hoosinators are no longer Caboosinators, as it is Matt Hoos that gets under Segala. Segala will not put up with it, but now I think the 21 is going to be able to finish the job. What a performance this track is putting on. Yes, I think the inside line might be the preferred spot, but barely. When will Ricky make his move? One Harden will not wait for the other Harden. Here comes Jeffrey underneath Ricky. The 36 has to check up so he doesn't drift into it. He loses momentum. That allows Herzog to get underneath him for 3rd. Austin Belke making that car as wide as a Julia Roberts smile.
Oh, Herzog caught that yellow line. Got him really upset. Gonna cost him 2 spots.
We saw it in Hine behind the wheel, and that's why we bring you that feature. The Matt Hoos picks up another spot. 12 to go. Let's turn our attention up front. Great run from Ricky Harden. Off of 2, but he can't do anything with Austin Belke. Now it looks like he had a run and he just decided to just do a little bit of a bump draft with Belke. That loses momentum. And now Jeffrey Harden trying to get underneath him. Boy, here comes Matt Hoos underneath the 57 of Mark Herzog.
Ricky Harden is in a really bad spot here because if he tries something and it doesn't work out, he's going to lose maybe 2-3 spots with everybody right under the blanket like that right now.
Yeah, I actually think he might be scared to get to the inside because it might not be the way he wants to do it. He loses momentum, and now Jeffrey Harden tries to get under the lead. Herzog gets a little more of the wall, but the yellow 57 is back. Matt, who's underneath? These are 5-car racing in position. Welcome to a bootleg race, folks. What racing? 3 wide, everyone taking a different line out of corner number 4. Hoos was on the low side, it doesn't work. Herzog trying to roll the top side. Meanwhile, Ricky Harden, he's faster than Belke, but he can't get underneath him. My dad always said, I've said it before, but it's worth repeating, passing the leader is like trying to milk a rooster. The hard part starts after you catch him. Well, Ricky Harden has caught the rooster. That is Austin Belke. But I tell you right now, that bird is not giving up any milk. The 24 of Austin Belke continues to race defensively. Check it up. Is Ricky Harden almost gets into Jeffrey Harden. Jeffrey Harden has to roll. That makes the 57 of Mark Herzog roll on the top side. Now Ricky Harden trying to get underneath Belke up front. Matt Hoos into the back of Herzog. Joe Segala still in the mix. 6 cars. Put him under a Nashville blanket. 5 to go as they come out of 4. Roll on the top side of Hersey. Now this is what I think that Ricky Harden was worried about has happened to Jeffrey Harden down on the inside. The top side beginning to roll, John.
It is starting to roll, and that 57, you know, I've lost count how many times he's bounced off. Oh, contact back there. Oh, that's going to leave it probably maybe for a 3-car race here to the finish.
Jeffrey Harden beginning to lose touch with the front 3. Matt Hoos rolling the top side, Segala trying to get underneath. It's time for the number 3 to make a move. He is inches behind the 24. He cannot wait. Herzog is coming. Boy, if you can't see that big yellow 57 in your mirror, then you need to get yourself some glasses. We got working lap number 98 now. Ricky has been working the top, has been working the bottom. Like a jaywalking milkman, but he cannot get the job done. Austin Belke has been in front for 45 laps. He'd like to make it for 46 and 47, and he'll pick up the win. A little bit of a hello from the number 3. Well, I think the time for waiting is past. They come around. The flagman grabs the white flag right now. The 57 gets into the back of the 3. That's going to lose his momentum. They are running out of corners. 4 corners to go. 3 quarters to go. 2 quarters to go as they come out of 2. Belke with about a half-car length lead on Ricky Harden. Here comes Mark Herzog underneath. Wow, from the 3rd position, way back, trying to get there, but no, not enough room. They finish Belke, Ricky Harden, Mark Herzog, Jeffrey Harden, and Matt Hoos. Oh, doggy mama, cover my eyes. I've seen enough to know I've seen too much. Oh, sweet sassy molasses.
Less than a half a second between 1st and 5th place.
Well, folks, if you didn't like that, then you don't like short track racing. Yes, there was no pass for the lead as Austin Belke was able to fend off the attack, but my goodness, what a show everyone put on. Wire to wire, all green flag racing here on the Virtual Grip Network. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back to run down the entire finishing order before we we'll talk to the drivers and put a lock on the gate. You're watching VGN. Welcome back to the Nashville Fairgrounds and VGN's 3rd round coverage. of the 35th edition of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series. Just 35 seasons of this, and I don't know if we've ever had a more exciting battle for the top 6 cars, all racing for the win, with Joe Segala, the caboose on the front 6-car train. Within striking distance of something were to go sour, let me give you the finishing order right now. Yes, he led the last 48 laps, but man, he was not the fastest car out there, but he was able to hold off Ricky Harden. We're talking about Austin Belke. Ricky Harden, tip of the hat to some good sportsmanship. I think Ricky could have turned Belke if he felt like it, but he tried to do it clean. Mark Herzog with a great charge through the field, 15th to 3rd. We saw it happen, but then he got a little tougher as he got to the front. Jeffrey Harden started on pole. He'll settle for 4th. Matt Hoos, 10th to 5th. The back half of your top 10, Joe Segala, who was right there pushing the front 5. If anything were to go wrong, Segala was there to snatch a win. Your points leader, Jason Menda, well, he can only master a 7th this time. John Wilson comes up with an 8th. 9th and 10th, Lowell Jewell, who was up front for a while. And then Brendan Myers rounds out your top 10. John?
Coming home 11th is going to be Alan Wanamaker, followed by Bruce Pearson, then Donnie Moore. Stephen Hilbert and Todd Liston are going to round out the top 15 there. And the other 2 finishers will be Thomas Hilbert, finishing 16th, Kurt Smith, 17th. And, well, I'm sitting there 100 laps down, always behind. That's me.
There you go. And congratulations to Bruce Pearson, who turned his 10,000th lap tonight on his way to his 20th thousand. With that said, let's go ahead and dial up our race winner, Austin Belke. All right, Austin, you're an easy interview. Tell us about your race.
Started 4th on the easier side of things, right, and just tried to methodically work my way up through the pack. I was surprised these cars were so super speedway oriented. Usually they're not like that, but Nashville is a pretty large track, right? I mean, it's 0.6 miles, but the long straightaways and high banked corners, these things it was pretty much a plate race.
It was indeed, to the point where we saw you, I don't know what the preferred line was. We saw passes both on the inside and the outside.
Preferred line was a top. I mean, just from an engineering standpoint, right, you hold the rip'ems, you could hold your speed way better up top. It was easier to keep the car wound up on the top side. That's why it was so much easier to make a pass on the high side than on the bottom.
Let's go to the very end there. Did Ricky give you a few hellos there? It looked like he got into you a little bit. This said, I'm here, but he couldn't get underneath you.
Yeah, he did. Just going down the straightaway into the corners. It wasn't too much. If anything, it kind of helped, right? I mean, it was basically Talladega Daytona out there. That little bump towards the end of the straightaway kind of helped. Because anymore at this place, it was like you were more power limited down the straights than you were in traction limited in the corners. It was just really hard to pull away from that guy behind you because these cars punch such a big hole in the air, I guess, doing 150 mile an hour or whatever we were doing.
I'll get you out on this one. Sometimes they fool us with the setups and light fuel. Wire to wire, green flag, fuel not an issue on this one, right?
Oh, no, not even close. I didn't pay attention to it. It's probably a good thing I didn't. It's a good thing we didn't run out of fuel because Spotter would have come on the radio 6 laps to the end and said, you've got 5 laps of fuel, and I had to run out down the backstretch on the white flag. So thank goodness we had enough fuel. But hey, just a quick thank you to the good Lord, my parents, my amazing fiance, Jacqueline, Lowell, for putting the league on, everybody that races here, and you guys for the awesome broadcast. You guys do a real bang-up job.
You can't mention Jacqueline and the fiance without the Soup pushing the issue. Do we have a date set yet?
No, my Different Path Motorsports teammate J.R. Shepard keeps bothering me about it, asking when the day it is, and there is no date. There's a lot of stuff to, I guess, nail down before you can, venues and suppliers or vendors and all that. It's tough, man.
All right, I'm glad you worked on it.
That coach convenient excuse.
Yeah, no. Keep sincere. There's a lot of stuff to nail down.
All right, I'll quit stirring the pot. I'll quit stirring the pot.
If I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be married a month from now. Let me put it. Money is an object, let me tell you.
Got it. All right. Congratulations to you and also to Jacqueline for the upcoming upshows. Good deal. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, guys. Austin
Belke, your race winner tonight. All right, here's a man who doesn't have to worry about getting married because, he's already got that taken care of. John, who you got?
I got Ricky Harden, and Ricky, You threw everything at him but the kitchen sink there over those last 20 laps. What more did you need to have happen to maybe make that pass?
Oh, man. I think I just needed to be ready to jump to his outside when he took a shallow entry. I tried everything I could to stay right on him. I was running about 3/4 throttle all the way down the straightaway, just trying to stay right on his bumper. I pushed him down the straightaways as much as I could, but he was really fading pretty high on entry just to protect the top lane because he knew that I tried a couple times to pass him down low, and I had nothing. I just couldn't get it done down there.
Well, it looked like you were trying to set him up coming out of 2 to actually make the pass down in 3. It looked like you were kind of diamonding the corner a little bit to get a run. Was that in fact what you were trying to do? And how much more did you need to probably get down there? Was it just a lack of top speed with those cars, or was it the fact that it changed your entry going into 3?
Yeah, I definitely could have jumped to his inside going to 3 on a lot of occasions. You're exactly right. I did try to carry as much speed as possible off of turn number 2 and my goal was to get to his outside going into 3, but he saw that. And so he was just fading up on his entry. I tried a couple of times to dive to the bottom, and you couldn't hold the speed down on the bottom. You'd bog down, and you couldn't get a run off of 4. So I knew my only chance was to get to his outside, and he just didn't leave it open enough.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you go back and watch this, you're going to find one of the most entertaining races to watch. You guys put on one heck of a show around this half mile here. And, man, I tell you, those high banks, I mean, you're on the throttle an awful lot, but boy, I sure tell you, that makes them for exciting racing there. Let me ask you this real quick. No cautions. How did that affect? Did that throw anything into that where, maybe a little fatigue, or maybe the tires were a little bit more worn than normal, had a little more heat in them? Do you think the lack of cautions helped to hurt you?
Oh, I think it helped me. I think I had a lot of speed. I just didn't have enough to get around him on the bottom. My butt was hurting. I think I pinched a nerve and my whole right leg fell asleep. So I wasn't feeling the gas pedal very well. I think I needed Scott Eckridge to come in here and teach me how to pass as well. So it was, it just felt like Talladega. So it wasn't too much fatigue. I don't know the tire wear was that big of a deal, but it may have affected the inside.
Fair enough, my friend. Well, hey, congratulations on that. You get to hop in the booth and watch the late models put on a show here tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Thank you to all the guys at VGN. Thank you to Lowell and everybody at the Bootleg Racing League. This sure was a lot of fun tonight.
All right, man. Well, hey, we look forward to listening to you on the call tomorrow night. That's Ricky Harden, the number 3, our runner-up here in the modified at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Then we bring in our man who finished 3rd. It's the number 57, Mark Herzog, driving the In-N-Out Special. Well, he wasn't in and out, but he did go up. Nice job. You just 2 more spots, Mark. That's all your car had, huh?
Yeah, but it was like just the other gentleman. Yeah, it's just the first 40 laps you might be able to make passes on the inside, but after that it was top line only, unless they made a big mistake.
100 laps of green flag racing. That has to be fun.
It was extremely exciting. It was fun to be able to run side by side with a couple of guys, and no cautions. I think there was one incident, and I was surprised it didn't come out because the yellow was right behind me. I think it was Kurt Smith was involved.
Yeah, they got bumping and banging. They all kept going straight. Well, you got to think. I think, even though you didn't get the win, it's got to be a lot of fun. It has to be, as far as the fun factor goes, it had to score near the top.
Oh, yeah, most excellent coming from that deep in the pack and running through and not getting involved with anybody. It's been a long time since I've had a nice, clean race like this and following Ricky and Austin there, hoping one of them would make a mistake so maybe 2 of us could get by,
Got it. Well, we'll get you out of here on the VGN fall poll question. I don't think we had a chance to ask you this one yet. If you could have any one superpower, what would it be? Superhero power. So many to choose from.
I know, huh? Probably I would go with X-ray vision. That'd be cool.
X-ray vision. That's 2 for that one. Well done. Okay, Mark Herzog, congratulations. 3rd place tonight. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you to Lowell and all the guys that put on the league. You guys for putting on a nice broadcast for us. And as always, I got to thank my wife for giving me a couple hours to be out here with you guys.
Got it. Congratulations. Mark Herzog indeed. All right, there you go. John, I got to think talking to the fishes is probably not going to be the superpower anyone's going to go for, but you got to.
Aquaman, huh?
Yeah, I think that's a long shot. With that said, we hope you enjoyed the show tonight. If you did, we're going to do it again next week at this very same time on Friday night. You can see it on the screen. We're going to Slinger Speedway. Oh boy, that's a fun one. A little bit of different kind of racing when we go there. But wait, you may want to see us again. Well, it says that we're going to have Formula Eagle. That's going to be coming up on Sunday. But wait, we're going to be here, as John talked about it, tomorrow night. That's going to be for the super late models right back here at this very same track. Now, I tell you to read, but in this case, you don't want to read. You want to listen to me, because the very next race is going to be Saturday night, where our producer is having a hard time. Oh, look what he can do, man. Now, I'm telling you, that's talent right there when he can change it on screen. With that said, those broadcasts, all future broadcasts and past broadcasts, have a reduction of the Virtual Grip Network. Now, I'm going to head to the closet, look for your hat. I don't see anything, so I'm just going to say, until next time, have fun storming the castle.